Twisted Christian. Today I want to discuss with you guys about what's getting ready to become the central focus of the news. It may not be right now, but it'll be more closer to the election, maybe during the summer. But did they just show us what's coming next? And I'm going to show you a couple of interviews with Bill Maher. The most important interview is the second interview, but it shows where they're getting ready to go. You're going to see an interview with Nancy Pelosi about the debt. You know, how can we keep doing this? How can we keep printing money or creating money out of thin air? Right? So I believe that's going to be the new narrative here coming soon. Because once this whole thing with the virus is over with, they're going to have to shift to something else. First, I want you guys to listen to what is being said, right? And then I'll come back and talk. In this interview, I did not include the entire 8 minutes of the second interview to spare you the ridiculousness of the whole entire conversation. So I've shortened it. You can go research it and pull up the video and watch the whole entire thing if you can get through it all. But she really doesn't answer the questions about debt when he's asking her the questions. She really doesn't answer the questions about how they're going to pay for all this. And so, but we'll get into that after I show the video.
Can I ask about the economy? Because this economy is going pretty well. We have to, what? Why is that funny?
Hey, it is going well for now.
For now, right. That's my, thank you. That's my question. Is like, I feel like the bottom has to fall out at some point. And by the way, I'm hoping for it because I think one way you get rid of Trump is a crashing economy. Yeah. So please bring on the recession. Yeah. Sorry if that hurts people, but it's either root for a recession or you lose your democracy.
Trump is doing everything. Okay, you mentioned that this is the fourth bill you've passed. I think the total now is coming up on $2.7 trillion. That's a lot of money in a very short period of time. I know Congress controls the purse strings. I can't imagine there's much left in the purse. I just don't get it. I don't understand how. I know we can bail out certain sectors as we have done in the past. I don't know how you can just keep indefinitely writing checks. We were 20 trillion in the hole to begin with, and all world governments who are, already in debt are doing this. How can the whole world be writing this funny money?
Well, because it's a matter of life and death. Nobody made as big a fuss as we did when they passed their nearly $2 trillion tax break for the wealthiest people in our country. 83% of the benefits going to the top 1%, and the debt that laid on our kids to pay for in the future. But this is more of an investment.
Well, it will recover unless people get wise to the fact that we're just writing checks for money that doesn't exist. I mean, what is the point of bailing out banks who are then just going to loan back the money that doesn't exist to us again? It seems like it's a house of cards that could, in the end, wind up hurting more people than the disease.
Well, the point is to keep people working. It's paycheck retention. And so the point of this legislation for they call paycheck protection program is that livelihood.
Well, the CDC this week said it might come around again in the fall. Can we afford to do the whole thing again? Can we afford to spend this kind of money a second time in 1 year?
I think that it should be clear that this is not doing the job that it is set out to do completely, that we may have to consider some other options. Others have proposed a sovereign fund, profits for which go to these unemployed people, or guaranteed income, other things that may not even be as costly as continuing down this path. But there is a reverence for small business in our country as the entrepreneurial spirit, the optimism.
Okay. Well, I thank you for doing this. I hope Trump doesn't steal all that money. I do worry about that. He's done it before.
That's why we have this committee, to make sure to make change.
Okay, now you saw the interview, and he's talking about funny money. Now he's talking about, that all this money is basically being added to the debt. How can we continue to do this? And if for some reason there's another outbreak, that we're going to have to come up with all this money again. But he keeps asking her. And she talks about reinvesting in the people and the jobs, making sure they have paychecks. Well, we've been doing that for a long time. That's not going to solve our debt crisis. So yes, they're going to continue to push for packages that all summer long. I wouldn't be surprised because, we do look for the central banking system to crash, right? So it seems like, well, we're on that move. They're pumping all these trillions of dollars into the markets, and now the Democrats just want to keep just pumping out checks, and instead of reopening the economy, they just want to keep pumping out checks. So you're seeing the system, the way I'm looking at it, is being drained from two different sides. The new narrative will be about the central banking system before the election. They're going to use debt as a political tool for the November elections. So you already know they're already pushing for certain, vote from home, through the mail, and all these other things, trying to keep people. They're trying to do their best to keep this economy from getting back up as much as they can. But once that fails, they're going to have to go into the next phase. See, a lot of times what brings a lot of fear is that what the media or the narrative will push. So after, we get through most of this, right, when most of us had put this behind us, you're going to start to see the media push about the banking system and the debt. Because if they can get the system to crash before the elections, they can blame the president of the United States. But there is just really one more main thing that really has to be done, and I'll discuss that in my next video. Because really, we're just really looking just for one more thing. Even with oil, we knew that the oil was going to go down, but that's not what the break in the system is. But I'll get more into that in my next video. So tell me, guys, what you think. Do you think that they're really going to start pushing this narrative of the debt? Do you think that it is plausible to think that this is going to be an election issue, that this is their chance, that after the elections, that they're not going to, it doesn't matter if they were to crash the economy or crash the banking system. This whole situation did accomplish some of what they were trying to do, but now that they know that the system is starting to come back up online, they have to move into the next phase. Tell me what you guys think about that. Do you think that is what is coming next? But anyways, guys, thank you for listening. Don't forget to check out my next video coming out later on this evening. And with that being said, Twisted Christian out.